Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Cup of mud in hand. We're drinking straight out of the pot, but the pot's too damn hot to hold. Did you ever feel like days of your life is nothing but a pure shit show? I mean, it's like going to a restaurant and you're in line for this big, awesome cheeseburger. You know, you're thinking about the cheese and the crispy bacon and the nice butter grilled bun on top of this, you know, in this beautiful cheeseburger that you're about to eat with French fries or onion rings or mozzie sticks or bread mushrooms, whatever you choose as a side. And those are just some of the things that I like as sides. And then you get up there, you hold your tray out, and they put a shit sandwich on it instead. And no sides, just the shit sandwich. And you're so hungry that you've got nothing else to do but eat the damn thing, right? Well, that's how my week has gone. And that's how Christy's week has gone. Unfortunately, about 2 days ago, Macy jumped out of her bed here in the bungalow and yiped. And I had thought that something had bitten her. And so I carefully picked up the first blanket off of her bed and shook it on the carpet because I thought whatever falls, I'm going to stomp on. And nothing was there. So I picked up her weenie warmer. I know, I get it. I get it. But a weenie warmer is basically a sleeping bag for a hot dog. And they're called weenie warmers. So I dumped it out, you know, thinking maybe something was in it or something was on it. Nothing. Okay, maybe it's in the bed. So I picked up her bed and I dumped her bed over because she's limping around the room at this time. Nothing. I'm like, it's interesting. And then she stopped limping after a little bit. And I thought, all right, well, maybe she got like her nail caught on the bed or something. I don't know, whatever. So then later that day, I'm feeding her in her room. And I have her in her room and I'm feeding her. Have the gate shut. I step out of the room to grab a sweatshirt to replace my other sweatshirt so I could put it in the wash. And all of a sudden she starts yiping like something is gnawing at her or something. I don't know. So I come into the room and Christy had walked into the room before me. And she's like, what is going on? I'm like, I don't know. So we were talking and trying to figure it out. And meanwhile, Macy's like limping on 3 legs. It's her back leg. We're like, what in the world? So we thought, all right, we'll give her some aspirin, some dog aspirin, and we'll see if that's just, maybe she pulled something or, maybe she twisted something, who knows, right? So we go to the TSC, Tractor Supply, and we buy some dog aspirin. We give her a half in the evening, half in the morning, then half the next night, and it doesn't get any better. So then that following day there, we were just like, Christy texted me from work, and she's like, is she still limping? I said, yeah. And she says, okay. She goes, I'm going to call the vet. I said, all right. Because we didn't want to call the vet and bother the vet for something that was possibly just something that they were going to give us a aspirin and prescription and then charge us for it. You know what I'm saying? So we thought, maybe it was just something minor. We weren't sure, So being good parents, trying to be good parents, we called the vet right away. The vet says, take her to... Because we called the vet the day before in the evening. And they were like, look, just keep giving her the aspirin every 12 hours. And by tomorrow, if she's still not putting pressure on it or walking on it, you need to call us immediately. Because then there is something really wrong. We're like, okay. So we got validated by the vet that we were doing the right thing by holding off on going to the vet. because our vet is set up to where there's a regular vet office and there's an emergency office. So we take her to the emergency office yesterday. 4 hours later, they come back in and they tell us, they tell Christy, they say, you know, you can come back. So she comes back. I couldn't go in. I had to sit in the car because of COVID. And because they only allow one person per dog or cat. So she goes back in and she's like, hey, are you familiar with, you know, she said, first off, she says, I want you to know that we love Macy. She's so sweet. She's so nice. Kind of smiled, you know. And she says, she sat there and she said she's got a super high tolerance for pain. She said 95% of the dogs, if I touch their leg, if they've got this issue, they would be yiping and yelling. Macy never whined or winced once while she was touching her legs. Christy's thinking at this point, well, she's just like her dad. A knee issue and not, you know, pretty high tolerance for pain. So if I'm really complaining about pain, it's got to be really, really bad. And I think my tolerance has built up even more lately, but that's besides the point. So she says, are you familiar with x-rays? Yeah. So she brings up the knee x-rays. She shows the knee twice, and then she shows the actual full on head, above head, so you can see her hips, her pelvis, her legs, her knees, her feet, and her tail. And she said another thing is, she says, I have to tell you, she says, most dogs with this issue, we have to sedate in order to get x-rays. We have to put them to sleep because they just can't do it. And she said, Macy laid there the whole time and just watched us do what we wanted to do with her. She said it was amazing. So kind of, Macy, you know, Christy was kind of smiled, thought that was pretty cool. And so she says, do you see this? And she pointed a thing on her x-ray. And it was a torn meniscus. And she says she has a torn meniscus, and Christy about said it at the exact same time as the vet. And she goes, oh, you're familiar? And she says, yeah, her dad's got the same issue. My husband got the same issue. And she goes, you mean Macy's dad's got the same issue as she does? And Christy says, yeah, he's had 7 scopes, 4 on one knee, 3 on the other for torn meniscus and both knees replaced. And she was like, are you kidding me? And Christy says, no, why? And she says, in all my years of being a vet, I've never had an animal have the same health issue as their father, as their parent. And Christy kind of chuckled about it. And she said, we're going to give her 2 medicines, one of them being gabapentin. Christy laughed and she says, you familiar? And she's like, yep, my husband's on gabapentin. And the vet just started to laugh. The vet was like, I have never, ever had this happen before in my life. So it was kind of funny, but she is still not putting weight on the knee. She's not wincing or whining because of the pain, that's for sure. She's taken 2 pain medicines for 2 weeks. If for some reason she's not putting weight back on it, which the vet says with a tear this big, she doesn't foresee it getting any better for her. We'll have to take her to York to visit a surgeon, and she'll have to have the same procedure that I've had. So she is resting right now comfortably. And we are doing everything we can to keep her comfortable. We are going to purchase a ramp to get on and off the bed instead of us picking her up or her jumping off the bed. We decided to do that immediately. And we are doing our best to make sure that we can give her a good quality of life through this. And then once this is good and healed, then we'll return back to normal. So just a little update on Macy and the chaos in which ensued this week. But we're doing good. Macy's doing pretty good. She's still got her appetite. She's still happy as can be. She's still loving up on us. We bought her a cheeseburger last night for supper. It's kind of funny that I used cheeseburger at the beginning of the video, but Macy loves cheeseburgers. And so we did that, and we're just trying to, you know, take care of her the best we can. So please, if you're the praying kind, keep her in your prayers, your thoughts and prayers. We certainly would appreciate it, and I know Macy would as well. So, now that I've spent 11 minutes telling you about Macy, I'm going to do the Fine Five on Friday. I do apologize for the lengthiness of this video. Number 1 is Swaggyman Piper, 1926. Swaggyman _ Piper, 1926. Makes me want a Padron 1926 Swaggyman. Number 2 is Fedhead Ed. Fedhead Ed is number 2. He just bombed old Mudgy. So, Fedhead Ed, thank you for everything that you're doing for the community, man. We appreciate you. And you are number 2 on this week's Fine Five on Friday. Number 3 is OWP, Ocean Waves Piper. OWP is what he goes by. He is number 3. Good guy from California. Number 4 is George. Number 4, ONE, number 6, Piper. So it's 416, but he decided to spell out the 1, which I think is kind of cool. So George 416 Piper is number 4. Right? Should be number 4. That's what I thought. So number 5, the veteran of the week, is none other than Mr. Kevin Twiner. Kevin Twiner is our veteran of the week. If you've never watched Kevin, he is certainly worth watching. What a great feller he is. Him and I interact a lot on Instagram and stuff. Kevin has been very supportive of me and Macy and Mrs. Cobb of the channel since he's become a subscriber. So, Kevin, thank you so very much, brother. I appreciate you sticking with me and dealing with all my shenanigans, in which it has ensued on this channel. And I promise there's more shenanigans to come. Especially when we travel, I got some ideas for some crazy videos. But we'll see. You know, you never know. But other than that, guys and gals, that is it for this week. I apologize for the lengthiness of the video. Please keep Macy and us in your thoughts and prayers. We would appreciate you. And until we can pack that pipe or smoke that great cigar, let all that you do be done in love. Y'all take care and God bless.